the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady.
I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the home team. The home team is brought to you in part by Grace Family Church. Just try it. By Tampa Bay area Chick-fil-A restaurants. By Vermost Insurance. By Mahoney's Auto Repair. By the Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach. By Irish 31, the place to catch your favorite team in action. By Iceman Development, LLC. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
And good morning. Welcome to the home team. Glad to have you with us on this Saturday morning. It'll sound a little bit different today, a little bit different, but two familiar faces joining me as Jason is out today. He's out at Disney, although I do believe he'll be calling in. But John Bychek is back with us today, making a cameo guest appearance, rolling in right as the show begins, like he so often does. He's got timing right to the moment. And also Darren Vermost, who has been with us on numerous occasions. His first time in at these studios, the TAN Talk Radio Network. And Darren, John, welcome back to the home team.
Thanks. It's great to be back.
Yeah, great to be back. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you both being here today, and we've got plenty to talk about today. Among the things we're going to get to, the Buccaneers, there could be a three-way tie for first place by tomorrow night. We'll see what happens. If the Buccaneers win and the Saints lose, which I think they will, and the Falcons lose, which they could, there would be a three-way tie for first place at 5-7 in the NFC South. So we'll see how that plays out. Get your thoughts on that. And also get to the Lightning. I've got a theory on that most of you are not going to want to hear, but it's reality, I think. So we'll talk about that. College football, we'll be hitting some of that. Jason will tell us the big games today, but we've also got college championship games, conference championship games going on. Break up the Orlando Magic. Now 9 wins in a row. And we'll talk about that. They have done it the way you're supposed to, stockpiled first-round draft picks for a number of years, and now they are all blossoming at the same time. And the Magic now 14-5. On the season, including wins over the defending champion Denver Nuggets and the Boston Celtics, the Eastern Conference leading Boston Celtics. We'll talk about that. I want to remind you, next Saturday, 1 week from today, is our Christmas party. And I hope you'll be able to make it at ABC Pizza, 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue, right about just a quarter mile east of Rome on Hillsborough Avenue. It's from noon until 2. We'll have pizza and soft drinks there. You can order off the regular menu if you like on your nickel. We'll provide the pizza and the soft drinks, but if you'd like something else, you can do that. And that's next Saturday. And a very nice gift going out to all who attend the Christmas party next Saturday as well from the home team. And many people ask me, why do we do the halftime score in the contest? Why is that so necessary? Well, last week was a perfect example of it. We had the rubber cement man, Lee, and Al in a three-way tie with their prediction on the Bucs and the Colts. They were each 4 points off. So we had to go to the halftime score, and winning it by virtue of being just 7 points off at halftime was Lee. And Lee wins the contest last week. Rubber Cement Man finishes second, and Al finished third because of the tiebreaker.
You know what they say about second place, though, right?
First loser.
First loser.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
There you go. That made both of them feel much better, John. And I certainly appreciate that.
It's always here to help.
That's right. You always do. We are going to take a break, and then we will come back and kick things off on the home team with John Bychek and Darren Vermost in today for Jason, and all of that coming up. More of the home team right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340, AM 1350, FM 106.1, FM 102.3, and Facebook Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the three-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with 2 N's, development.com. Looking for a trusted lender to purchase or refinance a home? We recommend Brett Rupenthal with Mortgage Equity Partners, a direct lender offering unique programs to help people in all situations and financial backgrounds. Whether you are a first-time home buyer, savvy investor, or just looking to save money, Brett Rupenthal and Mortgage Equity Partners is the lender to talk to. Brett Rupenthal is branch manager with Mortgage Equity Partners, direct lender offering residential home loans. To reach Brett, simply text the words Home Team to 844-4LOAN-00. Brett can answer all your loan questions and provide fast pre-approvals. Find out about Brett's groundbreaking programs, like his famous Rate Protection, Lock to Shop, and Equity Savings programs. To work with a direct lender that Home Team personally trusts, simply text the words Home Team to 844-4LOAN-00. Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com.
Hundreds of sets of gently used golf clubs is what you'll find at T&D Golf Stores. Conveniently located at 4205 West Waters Avenue, half a mile west of Dale Mabry, T&D has the best repair facility with the largest selection of grips in stock. You'll find a wide variety of new and used golf balls, shoes, gloves, and accessories. Family owned and operated, check them out on the web at tndgolfstores.com. Open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
If there's one thing I'm particular about, it's my pizza. ABC Pizza House at 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. Great specials, too, like a large one-topping pizza for just $11.99 every Monday or Thursday, or 2 pizzas with 2 toppings every Tuesday for just $22.99. Spaghetti with 1 topping every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday for just $8.99. ABC Pizza House, 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue, 813-213-0929. Open every day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. abcpizzahouse.com. Calling all radio enthusiasts with storm claims and legal questions. Join us every Saturday at 2 p.m. on WTAN 1340 AM for Legal Candy with attorney Candace Colucci. She's your guide to hurricane-related issues, property insurance law, and more sizzling legal topics. Get ready for a lively legal experience. Make your Saturday sweet with Legal Candy on WTAN 1340 AM.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us. If you want to join us on the phone lines, we have room for you at 727-441-3000. 727-441-3000. I want to say hello to Billy and Donald watching on Facebook Live. Donald says the Bucs should have won last week, and if they don't beat a one-win team at home, they should hang their heads in shame. I agree. If they can't get this win tomorrow, then maybe it's time to look at Kyle Trask. Has that time arrived? If they go to 4-8 and lose tomorrow, Darren, do you think it's time to take a look at Kyle Trask?
I think it's time to look at a lot of things.
Yeah.
Kyle Trask is definitely one of them. I don't want to be mean to Baker, but when he went out last week with the ankle injury, I thought, okay, perfect opportunity. Trask is going to get in there, and we can really see game time against starters, what he's going to look like, and he's going to get the experience. And it was only short-lived.
Yeah.
So I think it's time that if they lose, and with a interim coach leading Carolina, come on.
Yeah.
If they can't win this one, then we need to start at the top. And I think the days are numbered for the head coach as well.
Do you think if they win the division, and John, jump in on this as well, if they win the division, does Todd Bowles remain for next season?
I think he's got to go, period. The defense has been suspect the last 2 years. It goes back to the championship or the conference championship when we were ready to go to the Super Bowl, and we played zero defense against that. I think it was the Rams, if I'm not mistaken, and zero defense. Defense has been very suspect all year. I actually like what Baker's doing. I think with Canales and he have kind of got a mojo going, and they're doing a really good job with that. He was a perfect coordinator for Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's taking some hits. He showed his heart out there. He's running the ball when he has to, and he's done a great job. So I'm really pleased with what he's done. I think he deserves another year.
I would agree with that. I think that he has shown that he can work under some extreme circumstances. And really, I don't think the offense has been as much of a problem as the defense has. There were a lot of games that the Buccaneers, I think back to that Houston Texan game, where number of points they put on the board, they easily should have won, and didn't happen.
100%.
Yeah, I agree. It's the defense's the glaring weakness of the team right now. And those defensive backs are pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're just getting torched every freaking game. The D line's looking good. They're getting pressure. Our linebackers a little hurt there, but it's definitely the weakness, and everybody has seen it. They're all watching the same film. They got enough coaches and quality analysts that are looking at it, and it's the defensive backs and it's just bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah. So we'll get your thoughts on that and get your scores as well for tomorrow's game, the Bucs and the Carolina Panthers. That was flexed to 4:00.
Why?
Well, there's a reason. I checked into this, Darren.
Okay.
And I was told by some executives with the television network, Fox, that's going to be carrying it, that because it has a direct impact on a division championship, that is why they're carrying the game at 4:00 instead of 1.
Oh.
Because if the Bucs win, which they expect they will, and you have a 3-way tie, all of a sudden now there's a lot of interest in the NFC South. Which is the worst team that's going to get a home playoff game?
Yeah, exactly. I would argue that it's a direct impact on who's going to get the number 1 draft pick.
Well, I don't know if it's that bad yet.
Oh.
I mean, 5-7, 4-7.
Well, Carolina, mostly with Carolina.
Yeah, with Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. All right. What were you going to say, Matt?
I said it always seems like that happens once every couple of years. We always get an under 500 team, win a division, and make the playoffs.
Well, it'll be 2 years in a row because the Bucs could be that team 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And they could play Dallas again.
You never know.
And they could get clobbered again, just like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. This is painful for me to say, but I think reality, for me at least, has set in that the Tampa Bay Lightning are no longer an elite team. They're a good team. but they're not an elite team. They're not a threat to win the Stanley Cup. Now, I hope that I am wrong. And here on December the 2nd, I'm saying this, and I hope by June we're saying, boy, was I wrong back on December 2nd when I said the Lightning are not an elite team. But the salary cap has taken its toll, as it is designed to do. It makes good teams lesser, and it makes lesser teams good. And that is exactly what has happened with the Tampa Bay Lightning, in my opinion. Darren, John, I know both of you follow them closely, but to me, they're a good team. They're even an above-average team with Andrei Vasilevsky, although he has looked like an average goaltender of late, of the few games that he's played. But Darren, what do you think? Are they just a good team now? Is it time to realize that, the people that say, what's wrong with the Lightning? How come they're not, they're only about 500? Maybe they are a 500 team.
No, they are a 500 team, flat out. I mean, and it's quite obvious when you watch the games and you see the lack of defense that's being played. And when you give up a goal to the freaking other team's goalie, that says enough right there for you. I mean, they are average at best, and we knew this was coming. We bet the house and the farm to get the Stanley Cup, and this is what happens when you bet the farm. We had an opportunity, and they took advantage of it, and I congratulate them for that. We got to celebrate, but This is what happens. This is what happens. This is not a shocker.
But would you rather have 2 Stanley Cups and then be mediocre, or would you rather be an average team with no Stanley Cups?
Stanley Cup every time.
Yeah.
Hands down, no question.
John, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't quite agree with the mediocrity of the team. I think they're not an elite team, but I think they're a playoff caliber team. And in the NHL, when we get to the playoffs, anything can happen. I think they're still missing some synergy, some connections with these new players. And obviously the salary cap has affected them, but I think it's just going to take a little bit more time. And once they get that flow, Cooper needs to throw a chair or something. He's also he needs to get a little bit more emphatic about where they're playing. And I think he's benched people in the past, and I think something needs to be done. But Hedman's lost a little bit of speed. I think he's made some turnovers that we did not expect him to make. He's a little long in the tooth. But I think as long as we can start gelling now, I think I said when Vasilevsky was out, if we're 500 team with Vasilevsky coming back, we got a shot to make the playoffs. And I think we're in the last playoff position right now. So I feel pretty good about our chances once we get to the playoff if you get a hot goalie. We can see that happened last year. They had a hot goalie and took off.
Well, I remind you of the comments from John Cooper. We only have to finish 8th. And to make the playoffs. And although you'd like to be the number 1 seed, if you're the number 8 seed, you have just as good a chance as you do as the number 1 seed. And he pointed that out. But I don't see John Cooper throwing chairs because that's just not him. He's a very monotone. He makes his statements, but he's not a screamer. Little bit of profanity, but not an overabundance. But that's just who John Cooper is. And, it's sad to say, but that's how things work in professional sports. A perfect example, 90 miles down the road, the Orlando Magic, who have not made the playoffs for, I believe, since the bubble year that they made it as, I think, the 9 or 10 seed. But they have been getting first-round pick after first-round pick after first-round pick. They now have, of course, they got Markel Fultz in a trade, but they also have Franz Wagner. They have Paolo Banchero. They have Jason Suggs, Jalen Suggs. They have a number of players that are really blossoming all at the same time, and the result, 9 wins in a row, tying a franchise record, and a 14-5 record, second only to the Boston Celtics in the NBA East. And John, I know you don't follow NBA, but you might want to check out the Magic because they are really turning some heads in the NBA.
I saw that they won 9 straight. I looked at that. And do they have what it takes to make it to the championship game, though?
Maybe.
Can they get the playoffs? They might.
They just might. I mean, they're inexperienced because they're
I'm not
very
knocking
young.
them at all in any way, but you look at a couple. It's like the Tampa Bay Rays. They play a great regular season, but they have what it takes to make the championship game and make the playoffs, World Series. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, I
Keep
think
my eye on them.
they will be making the playoffs this year, and they will, I think, go fairly deep into the playoffs. They beat Denver and Boston back-to-back, defending champions and Eastern Conference leaders. So, Darren, your thoughts on the Magic? Have you seen them at all?
No,
You need to check this team out.
I will be checking that out because, like we were talking before, is there's not a lot of great teams in the Tampa Bay area right now. They're kind of going through that cycle that we had this discussion about. And so I got to open my horizon to Orlando now, to see something that young and upcoming, which, the Rays aren't playing now, so we can't watch them. So, and Bucks are whatever, and Lightning are struggling.
Now, I will point this out. They got scheduled tonight. The Magic did. They played last night, and Wes Unseld Jr., the coach of the Washington Wizards, who are now 3-16, continued to use every one of his timeouts and every one of his challenges, and the game went till 9:45 last night. It's normally done by about 9:15, 9:20. Went till 9:45. Then the Magic had to get on a plane and fly overnight to Brooklyn. They got in around 4:30 this morning, and they will play tonight on a back-to-back, having arrived at 4:30 in the morning, and Brooklyn was off last night and are well rested. And ironically, the last team to beat the Magic were the Brooklyn Nets, and that was about 2 weeks ago, before the Magic won 9 in a row. So if you watch them tonight, I'm not guaranteeing anything because they really have the deck stacked against them. But check this team out. They are a young, refreshing team, and the nicest thing about them is that they don't care who it is on any given night, whether it's Banchero or Wagner or Suggs or Cole Anthony. They don't care as long as someone gets the job done. And they have a different leading scorer every night, which is balanced scoring. So check them out if you haven't already done so. Not guaranteeing anything tonight, but after tonight, they're off until Wednesday when they play at Cleveland. So we'll see how they do there. Want to remind you of the Christmas party again next Saturday. Let's go to the phone lines. Jason Alessi is joining us on the program. Jason, good morning. Thanks for calling in.
Good morning, guys. How we doing?
Hey, Jason, how are you, bud?
I'm doing great. You're doing great, Darren. Good morning, John.
Good morning, sir.
We had to bring two people in to fill in for you, Jason.
What'd you have for breakfast?
That's good. Yet to come. We're waiting. I want to call the show first. Then we're going to go downstairs in a moment.
Little brunch. How about that?
Yes. Looking forward to it.
Well, Jason, I know it's a big day in college football. All of the conference championship games going on today. It's a shame that Florida State has run into the injury situation that they have at the quarterback position. But what are some of the better college games on tap for today?
Well, of course, one of them was last night. Washington punched their ticket into the playoffs with a very exciting win over Oregon. Even though Washington was the underdog there, even though they were undefeated, they were the underdog against Oregon. But they got the win 34-31, so they're undefeated. They're in. Today, if the games go according to plan, of course, you've got Georgia versus Alabama. Georgia wins, obviously they're in. Florida State, Louisville. If Florida State wins, they're in. And Michigan, Iowa. Darren, I'm sorry to say this, but I don't give Iowa much of a chance. They have a great defense, not enough offense there, But of course, Texas figures into the matter. If they win their game as they're supposed to against Oklahoma State, if Alabama were to beat Georgia and all the other games go like they're supposed to, I think the SEC is out. I think because Texas beat Alabama head-to-head, if it comes down between Alabama and Texas would be the team in, and no SEC teams, which would absolutely thrill me.
Woo.
That's a shocker that the SEC would not be represented. So you don't give Georgia a chance even with one loss then?
No, absolutely not. If they lose, now again, I think Alabama could get in if Texas were to lose to Oklahoma State, or if Florida State were to lose to Louisville, which I certainly think is possible. Obviously Florida State's already without their starting quarterback, Jordan Travis. Tate Rodemaker, their backup, is actually a game-time decision. He's in concussion protocol. He might not play, and if he doesn't play, they're down to their third stringer, who basically has no experience at all. So that could be a problem for Florida State in that game. But if Florida State manages to win, they're undefeated. They're in. Michigan, obviously, if they win, they're in. So you've already got Washington in. So that's 3 teams there. So basically, it's going to be either Georgia, in my opinion, if they beat Alabama, or if Alabama wins and Texas wins, it's going to be Texas. Is that last team.
All right. Well, plenty to look at today, and lots going on. A big win for Michigan last week over Ohio State. Their 3rd consecutive time they've beaten them now, and very good for me. I'm glad to see that happen. Number one, I don't care for Ohio State, and number 2, I went a couple of years to Michigan, so I'm happy to see them having success. My son, this is where my son and I have a division. He's a big Ohio State fan, and I'm a Michigan fan. And he sent me a picture on Facebook, and it said, it was an Ohio State fan holding up a sign that said, "I had a better sign than this, but Harbaugh stole it." Oh, so,
that's a good one.
I thought that was kind of humorous. But Jason, as hard as it is to say, the Bucks could be tied for first place by tomorrow night. If they beat Carolina, and I'll be shocked if they lose tomorrow, and if Detroit beats New Orleans, which I think will happen. The real wild card, though, I think, is the Jets and the Atlanta Falcons in New York. But if the Jets can prevail, the Bucks would be in a 3-way tie at 5-7.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The Bucks, they really needed that game last week with Indianapolis, and the fact that they've lost 6 of 7, I don't like their chances to make the playoffs this year, turn around. I just think that the season has really gotten away from them. Their one saving grace is that they do have 4 games left in the division. If they were to win all 4 of those games, and I think they have to win all 4 of those games, then they've got 8 wins just as they did last year. And yes, they can win the division again with an 8-9 record. And I don't see them beating Jacksonville or Green Bay. So I really think it comes down to the division games. Now, if we're going to assume that they beat Carolina tomorrow, which is an absolute must, I think the key is going to be that game in Atlanta, the game afterwards. Mm-hmm. That's ultimately going to determine things. If they win that game, they're very much alive in the playoff race. If they lose that game, that would be their second loss to Atlanta, which means they lose the tiebreaker to the Falcons, and they will be sitting at 5-8 with Green Bay and Jacksonville coming up. At that point, I think it's pretty much over, and I would absolutely put in Kyle Trask. You have to see what you've got with him. Unless they're going to commit right now to at least another season with Baker Mayfield, they're going to have to address the quarterback situation. And if they're looking to go, whether it be in the draft, whether it be into free agency again, you just drafted Kyle Trask. He's got talent. The only way we're going to see anything with him is to play him in meaningful regular season games. You have to see what you've got, and I think it makes sense to put him in at that point.
Jason, I want to get your thoughts on John and Darren and I talked about it, that the Lightning, in my opinion, are now just an above average team, but they're no longer an elite team, that the salary cap has finally taken its toll after 2 or 3 years. They've lost some key players, and now they're a good team, but I don't know that they're a threat to win the Stanley Cup. What do you think?
Well, I think at this point that's entirely accurate. They're not playing very well right now. But again, it is a longer season in hockey. You've got 82 games. I think you wait to see how the season plays out. The hope is the second half they're going to be playing much better. They'll get hot at the right time, and when you get into the playoffs, look, they still have their core of players in Stamkos, Kucherov, Hedman. You've got Braden Point, and of course you got Andrei Vasilevsky, still the top goalie in the league. They have the championship experience.
Is he really the top goalie in the league right now?
Well, you remember, he's coming back. He's coming back from injury.
Right.
I mean, he's just coming back. I mean, so if he's struggling, he's rusty a little bit right now. That's expected. You give him time to get in the groove. The last several years, he absolutely has been the best goalie. So I don't think he forgot how to play overnight. I think he's going to be fine. I just think that the hope is the team is going to get in the rhythm. They have the championship experience. The players know, they know how to win it all. And so I think you wait as we get closer to the playoffs and see how they're doing then. And again, if they get in, even if they're a lower seed, they're a dangerous team in the playoffs. I don't think anyone would want to face them knowing what they've been able to achieve in recent years in the postseason.
John, I know that upset you.
I'm with Jason. I think that you just don't know what's going to happen. We look at Boston last year, a great example. The Lightning several years ago against Columbus.
The curse of the President's Trophy.
You just got to make the playoffs. And I think they just got a little more work to do on defense, and they've got to gel a little bit better. But Vasilevsky faced 44 shots the other night against Pittsburgh, which was a lot of shots. Defense had a lot of letdowns. They played an exceptional first quarter, an average second quarter, second period, and a crappy third period. So they've got some work to do, and I think Cooper's just got to, like I said, he's got to get them a little bit more excited and ginned up.
Well, we'll see what happens as far as that goes. Jason, one last thing before we let you go. The Christmas party coming up next Saturday. We're looking forward to you being there, along with a number of other listeners. And the guys down on I-4, the Orlando Magic, just got their 9th consecutive win last night. And they got the deck stacked against them tonight, playing at Brooklyn after playing late last night and traveling and getting in at 4:30 in the morning. But what a turnaround, the Orlando Magic now at 14-5.
I think the Magic are back. I think they're back to where they were, in the glory years, and I think they're well on their way to maybe not this season, but whether it be next season or soon, they're going to be a championship contender. They have gotten the players they've gotten them over the last couple of years, and when they stay healthy now, they're a very talented team, and they're an exciting team, and it's showing. They're winning. Not only are they winning consistently, they're beating some of the best teams in the league, so they show that they can compete with the best teams in the league. And it's thrilling to see that. I'm very happy that the Magic have gotten back to this point. Very
outstanding.
exciting.
Well, we look forward to seeing you back in studio next Saturday, and then at the Christmas party next Saturday afternoon. And have a good time over there at Disney and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, it certainly will. Look forward to it, guys. Take care.
Appreciate that. Let's get John in here from Clearwater before we hit a break. Hello, John. You're on the home team.
Good morning, guys. How are you all?
Good. Thanks for joining us, John.
Excellent. What a day in college football today. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's championships Saturday, but I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard to do better than they had last week. Last weekend, there were some great games, close games.
Absolutely. And the Magic winning 9 winning streak is great, awesome.
Yeah, it is.
They're really gelling, they're really gelling on the court.
Yeah, and the way you can tell, I think, is that it's a different guy each night. One night it's Paolo Banchero, one night it's Franz Wagner, one night it's Jalen Suggs, the next night it's Cole Anthony, Mo Wagner. They're just getting so many different guys contributing, and I've never seen a team as unselfish as this team is. They literally don't care about their own stats. As long as they get the win, they don't care who scores the points. They don't care who makes the defensive adjustments. They just all play together, and it's really refreshing to see. John, it's the epitome the opposite of what you don't like about the NBA.
I would agree
It's a
with
full
that.
team effort.
Yeah, full team effort. It's hard to watch when it's just a 3-point shot or a dunk, and it's just not any excitement or playing around. When you look at some of the college teams, and I watch a little college basketball now. College basketball used to be my favorite sport. When you look at the passing, the cutting, the lanes, the assists, things like that. That's why I watched Caitlin Clark from Iowa. They against LSU, and both teams played basketball, and I think that's important.
And last night, Jalen Suggs and Mo Wagner were both playing to the crowd. They were doing the fist pumps at the crowd, and they were urging the crowd on. And I haven't seen that in many, many years, and it's so refreshing to see it.
Well, and the Orlando fans deserve it finally. They've gone through a lot of bad to finally start and to see some good.
You know, Jamal Mosley, in his comments last night after the game, he said, he was asked about how this team is playing so well and how they've got 9 wins in a row. And he said, you know what? This isn't about me. This isn't about the players. This is about the Orlando Magic organization, the Orlando Magic fans. And I thought that was such a generous comment to make, that after suffering for 15 years that they've had just the deplorable teams, now they're finally getting to enjoy some success. And that's neat to see.
That was a great statement, Paul, after the game. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll take the Bucks 23-20 over Carolina.
A close one.
10-10 halftime.
All right. We got you down. Thank you, John.
And I'll see you at the Christmas party next week.
We'll look forward to it. We'll look forward to it. Thanks so much.
Day.
All right.
Thanks.
We want to say hello to Donald. He's watching. He said, looking forward to seeing everyone next Saturday. With no broadcast or a game going on, we can actually just hang out and chat. And that's part of the reason we decided to have the party after the show from noon to 2. It's difficult to run a show and be a good quality product over the air and still converse with people at the Christmas party. Darren, I know you're not going to be able to make it for the first time in a few years, but for a very good reason.
Exactly. Unfortunately, my daughter's graduating from the University of South Florida. So
well, that's fortunate that she's graduating.
Yeah, well, then there's grad school after that, but that's okay. But yeah, so we have to be there in attendance for that. So
one more box you can check off there.
We've had a busy year with the girls.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. We are going to take a break. Rock Riley is going to join us on the other side, so don't go anywhere. If you want to jump on the phone lines, they're all available to you. 727-441-3000, 727-441-3000. The home team continues on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1 and 102.3, and Facebook Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
There's no place like this place anywhere near this place, so this must be the place. That's what they've been saying about the Palm Pavilion since 1926. The Palm Pavilion on the north end of the sparkling beach is a Clearwater beach landmark. Situated directly on the beach overlooking the Gulf of Mexico, the Palm Pavilion is the place to order cool tropical drinks and watch spectacular sunsets. Tempt your taste buds with perfect pasta, sizzling steaks, chicken or seafood wraps, shrimp and crab chowder. Come for a day or stay for the night. A casual atmosphere featuring live entertainment on the deck. The Palm Pavilion Inn and Beachside Grill and Bar on sparkling Clearwater Beach. Visit them on the web at palmpavilion.com, or better yet, visit in person, 10 Bay Esplanade on the north end of Clearwater Beach. The Palm Pavilion Inn and Beachside Grill.
We're very happy to have with us today from the Grace Family Church, the senior executive pastor, Chris Bonham. Chris, why is Grace Family Church so popular among all different ages?
Well, I think we work really hard to appeal to all different ages. We want a message that is universal. We know the love of God appeals to all people and it applies to all people, but we also want to do it in ways that practically reaches them. So on all ages, we try to do a message that meets them right where they're at. So whether it's children, youth, adults, our messages, our topics, the way we deliver, we try to be very age appropriate. Some people like older people like me, and then they like some of our younger guys. Oh, this one might be more challenging, but in the end, they're getting a full, robust teaching.
I'm still trying to find a pastor as old as I am, but I'll keep looking. So check it out. The Grace Family Church, now 7 locations to choose from. The new location in Clearwater at Grace Family Church, plus online. You'll find them at gfcflorida.com.
This is Paul Porter. For the past 12 years, we've not endorsed an air conditioning company on the home team. Until now, I'm happy to tell you about the family-owned and operated air conditioning company, Action Air Conditioning. David Russell and his family run their business with 3 principles in mind: honesty, integrity, and reliability. They've been in business since 1988. They service the entire home team listing area. From service to AC checkups to a whole new system, Action Air Conditioning is the AC company for you. Why do I speak so highly of Action Air Conditioning? I've used them many times at multiple properties, and I've been completely satisfied every time. Visit them on the web at actionairconditioning.com. That's actionairconditioning.com. Or you can call them at 813-935-6644. If you're in need of an air conditioning company, take it from me. Action Air is your company. 813-935-6644. 813-935-6644. actionairconditioning.com. Did you know that 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men are victims of domestic violence at some point in their lives? Domestic violence is an equal opportunity offender. It knows no boundaries of race, sex, age, income level, or education level. Reach Out, Speak Out is a nonprofit 501c3 ministry that helps domestic violence victims with the basic necessities of life, including food, clothing, rent, counseling, and more. As we approach the end of the year, would you or your business consider a year-end donation to Reach Out, Speak Out? We're currently helping 5 different families, and your donation is entirely tax deductible. Your donation can go a long way to helping families during this holiday season. Just send your donation to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677. That's Reach Out, Speak Out, Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677. Have a happy holiday season, and thank you for helping those that are going through a difficult time in their lives.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team, and good to have Robbie the Shark watching on Facebook Live. He'll likely join us on the phone lines later in the program, as will Donald. He says he's going to be calling in later, so now is a good time to get on the phone lines, in particular if you have a question for Rock Riley. He is joining us right now on the home team. Rock, welcome back. Thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure, Paul. Good morning.
Good to have you with us. John Bychek is here today, along with Darren Vermost, as Jason is out this week. But good to have you with us, Rock. And I guess we've come to the point with the Buccaneers that if they can't beat a 1-8 team with an interim coach at home tomorrow, then it's time to just say sayonara. This is the season tomorrow for the Buccaneers.
Oh, my God. I mean, we were even saying it in the locker room. We were waiting around to get some interviews. Like, can you imagine not only if they lose to a 1-10 team, but what happens if Bryce Young, the rookie quarterback, who has not really been that good as a rookie and hasn't been able to be protected all year long, and your head coach, I'm talking about Todd Bowles, is a defensive coordinator. What if Bryce Young goes off tomorrow?
Well, we've had a habit of making guys look good at the quarterback position that are rookies and unheard of.
Yeah, that drives me crazy. So here's the deal, and I hope that they're not going to use this as an excuse, but both Levante David, their star linebacker, and Devin White are both out. And for those that don't know, like, Devin White has the helmet where he actually gets the play call from Bowles, and then he tells the defense what the defense is supposed to do. So KJ Britt, who's been around, but he's really a special teams guy, he's going to be the one that's going to do that. Also, wide receiver Chris Godwin had this neck injury that he re-aggravated it, so he's questionable, but still. They fired their head coach, the Panthers. They fired their assistants. It's really, really bad. This is a bad football team, so I hope they don't use that as an excuse.
Now, looking at the other side of the coin, Rock, if they win tomorrow, and I suspect that Detroit will beat New Orleans tomorrow, and I know there's a lot of ifs, but if by some miracle Matt's New York Jets can upset the Atlanta Falcons, we could be looking at a 3-way tie for first place in the NFC South.
I know, and it's really kind of sad, honestly, but that's what it is. There'll be a 3-way tie for first place. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a first-place team. How about that? No, you're right, Paul, and it could happen.
Yeah. Is it possible, Rock, that a 7-win team could win this division? Could a team at 7-9 be the NFC South champions?
Yeah,
or 7-10.
Yeah, that would have to be 7-10. I think 8 is as low as you could go, but I mean, either or. And you will get, because you win your division, you will get guaranteed a home playoff game.
Do you think the NFL is going to look at that and say, we need to make an adjustment here? If a wild card team is that much better than the division champion, we need to have them hosting.
Yeah, there was discussions after what happened last year with the Bucs winning the NFC South, and they were talking about it. I would be very surprised if they did not, because look at what they do. They look at the overall picture, what's best for the league in terms of money. They've even flexing now Monday Night Football. They've never done that. It's whatever's going to bring them the best money, best ratings, and 8-win teams getting home playoff wins is not it. So I bet you they do change it, Paul.
Hey, Rock, it's Darren.
Hey, Darren.
How's it going?
Good, man.
So we're looking at a Bucs team here that's struggling mightily. There's no questions about it, and mainly on the defensive side. Todd Bowles is a defensive guru per se.
Yep.
Does Todd Bowles have a job at the end of the season?
The way it is right now, I would say no. I would say that there will be a change. Now, if he ends up winning, which I don't see happening, but let's say they win out, or they lose one game, they get in the playoffs, or they look good in the wild card game, and then they lose in the second game. Is that the improvement that the Glazers wanted? Enough to keep him for a third year? Also, there's so many question marks. Are you going to go next year with one of these studs? Like, if the Bucs keep losing, right now they're at number 7 in the first round for the draft. You lose this game, they're going to move up. They can move up to 5. If they end up at top 3, are they going to go for one of the stud quarterbacks? Is a veteran. Who's your replacement? I know there was a lot of talk about Belichick. There was talk about Belichick more in the offseason, I had heard, because he's very good friends with Jason Light. Belichick's most likely going to be fired in New England.
Baker Mayfield.
Well, but he wants Don Shula's record. Like, he's not going to retire. So what kind of coach are you going to get? You're going to get a coach that's starting from scratch with a rookie quarterback? Are you going to negotiate with Baker Mayfield and bring him and then maybe also get another year? So it's still up in the air, but I don't see how Bowles is going to keep his gig.
You look at whether Belichick comes or not, the Bucs have a lot of decisions to make with Mike Evans, with Levante David, with Devin White. You mortgage a future to have a Super Bowl, which I think was what they needed to do. I think they need a college coach to come in, one of the stud college coaches. And I don't think Belichick will get fired. I think he'll preemptively resign and maybe look for something else, not sign a contract. Kraft won't fire him. I don't think they're too close to friends, and they've been around too long, him and Brady. But I look at the decisions they have to make on the salary cap. You've mortgaged your future with Brady, Gronk, Antonio Brown, Leonard Fournette. They mortgage your future, and this is what's happening from it.
There's no doubt about it, John. And remember, Belichick is still under contract for next year. So if that's the case, and you're right, they'll make it better in public. It's kind of like a negotiation. But if you are a team that wants Belichick, you're still going to have to give up some draft capital. Are the Buccaneers in position to do that? No. It's a rebuild. So, yeah, do you go offensive coordinator, a stud, a young guy that can deal with this new systems in the NFL? I don't know. And we've been snooping around on In One Buck. You kind of get that feel. The biggest thing for me is I'm waiting for one of the players just to, get on See, they don't have it back in the day. Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, like you walked in that.
They don't have that leader now.
No, they really don't. Like Mike Evans is very quiet. Godwin is quiet. They're not that type. On the defensive side, Vita Vea, believe it or not, kind of a quiet guy. Levante David is quiet too. So there's and if it's not coming from the coaches, like, where's the accountability? Where's like, oh my God, if I don't play good this week, I'm going to lose my job. I just don't see that.
Yeah, every week we hear Todd Bowles say, "Well, we just got to play better, and we got to coach better, and
we got to make plays. We've done it a million times in practice, but we got to do it in the games and whatnot."
Yeah,
I think he's lost the clubhouse, and nobody stepped up. You know, I look at what Baker Mayfield and Dave Canales has done, and I think they worked out well together. I think they've done what they had to do. The offense has scored points enough to win some games. Defense has just let us down completely, and I think that's supposed to be Bowles' specialty.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Rock, I want to switch over to hockey real quick before we let you go. I am of the opinion now that the salary cap has finally taken its toll on the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they're still a good team. They're an above-average team, but I don't know if they're an elite team anymore. What are your thoughts?
No, you know what, Paul? You can't stay on top forever on the pro ranks. You really can't. Like the one guy that's amazing to me is Kucherov. Like it's incredible what he's doing. But I'm also wondering, I was just speaking last night with someone in the know, and you're there all the time, Paul, so I know you speak to a lot of people. I'm wondering for the first time if the message from Cooper is just not getting through. You know, I mean, I know he's a great coach, but sometimes it just gets stale a little bit. There might be a little bit of that.
You need to throw a chair.
Yeah, it's some of that, but I mean, I'm of the opinion, and I hate saying this, but my honest opinion is the players they have now are just not as good as the players they used to have. I mean, you look at the guys like Colton, you look at guys like Corey Perry, Alex Killorn that are all gone. Who's the other one right there with Killorn? Names escaped me. Went to New Jersey. The big guy, the Swedish guy.
Yes.
Palat. Thank you, John. Andre Palat. There's just some key guys that are just not there anymore, and that's why the team is not as good anymore. I mean, they hate to say that, but reality, I think that's the case.
Well, I think Hagel's coming into his own. Esimon is how you say Esimon. I like Esimon. He's a pest out there. Reminds me a lot of Yanni Gord. I think it's just going to take a little bit of time. You know, the first two lines of defense and the top two lines, I believe, in the offense. Janot's coming around. Nick Paul's playing well. It's just going to take some time. I agree they're not elite, but I think once we get in the playoffs, we got a shot.
Yeah, I mean, when you get into crunch time, they're veterans. They know how to do it. But over the course of a long season, like Stamkos and Hedman, and they're older. You're not going to be what they were even 2-3 years ago. They're still great players. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's a combination, man, and it's really hard to. They dominated back to back, and then going back to the Stanley Cup final 3 years in a row, unheard of. There's no way you're going to be able to keep that pace up, and with money and losing players, they didn't want to lose like the Killorn and this and that. These guys are going to look to finish out their careers, get the most money. So with all that combined, you are. What do they always say? You are what your record indicates. You are who you are.
Rock, what is your score for the Bucks game tomorrow?
Oh God! It started out. I think it started out at 5.5, and then as soon as the Carolina Panthers fired their coach Reich, a lot of bettors put money on Carolina.
So what do you have for the score tomorrow?
All right, I'm going to go. God, all right, I'm going to go 24-21, and I'm going to go with the Buccaneers actually winning this game.
All right, thanks so much, Rock. We appreciate it. Hour number 2 of the home team coming up next here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon. Israel is urging Palestinian civilians to move to a safe area near Egypt as warplanes are striking Hamas targets in Gaza. CBS's Robert Berger reports from Jerusalem.
The Israeli military says it has attacked more than 400 Hamas targets since the ceasefire collapsed yesterday. One of the main targets is the southern Gaza town of Khan Yunis. That's where Hamas leaders and fighters are believed to be hiding out in underground tunnels.
Israel blames Hamas for the collapse of the temporary ceasefire and the breakdown in talks that had been aimed at extending that fragile pause. At the COP28 climate summit in Dubai, Vice President Kamala Harris outlined the Biden administration's ongoing efforts to combat global warming.
Today, I am also proud to announce a new $3 billion pledge to the Green Climate Fund, which helps developing countries invest in resilience, clean energy, and nature-based solutions.
Some 150 world leaders are attending the conference. Leaders in Austin, Texas say they've come up with some solutions to deal with severe winter weather. KEYE TV's Fred Cantu reports they've learned some lessons from recent extreme weather events.
Austin Mayor Kirk Watson says city utilities are now better prepared to weather the storm and to reduce lost service while keeping customers informed of their progress. And first responders report they've also beefed up their cold weather capabilities, but want as many people as possible out of the cold before it gets dangerous.
The inmate accused of stabbing former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin 22 times has been charged with attempted murder. CBS's Jeff Glor has details.
Federal prosecutors say former Mexican mafia gang leader and FBI informant John Tursak attacked Chauvin last Friday in the law library at a medium security prison in Tucson, Arizona. Prosecutors say Tursak said he targeted Chauvin because of his notoriety for killing George Floyd in 2020. And that he'd been thinking of attacking Chauvin for about a month. The prison says that life-saving measures were used before they rushed Chauvin to a hospital for further treatment.
A new $90 million satellite called Methane Sat is being built by the Environmental Defense Fund, in part funded by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos.
They plan to launch it next year atop a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. Once in orbit, it will find and map methane leaks around the world 24 hours a day.
That's CBS's Ben Tracy reporting on that satellite. And this is CBS News.
Make the hiring process work for you. With Indeed's end-to-end hiring solution, you can attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits.
Did you ever think about hosting your very own radio show? Here's how.
Hey, Tampa Bay, did you know you can have a 1-hour program on the Tan Talk Radio Network for less than the cost of one 60-second announcement on many Tampa Bay stations? That's right. We'll put you on the radio for less than the cost of one 60-second announcement on many stations. Check it out today. Use your program to promote yourself, your business, or someone else's business. Call Lola Jean, the broadcast queen, 727-510-7622. That's 510-7622. Call Lola Jean now to check out your Tan Talk Network program. In addition to network radio, we'll stream your program in audio and video all over the world. Call Lola Jean now, 727-510-7622. Call today. Your network 1-hour program can start tomorrow. Broadcast your message in audio and video on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Make sure you tune in to Burning Rubber Radio Saturdays here on the Tan Talk Network. Burning Rubber Radio will bring you up to date on what's going on in NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One, and anything else that has 2 or 4 wheels and races. That's Burning Rubber Radio right here on the Tan Talk Network. Burning Rubber's brought to you locally by BigStormBrewery.com. That's Burning Rubber Radio every Saturday at 1 p.m. on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hi, it's Carrie Harrison here with you, inviting you to a new Friday afternoon series called Reboot Your Life. If you're dealing with anything from self-esteem and depression to maybe too much drinking or drugs, and your life seems to be spinning out of control, this is the escape hatch you've always been looking for. It's Reboot Your Life. Friday at 5 p.m. Friday at 5. That's Friday at 5 p.m. for Reboot Your Life.
Hello there, Tampa Bay. This is former NFL and college football coach Jimmy Johnson. Listen to the Kelly Show every Monday starting at 5 p.m. They can sure use the attention.
And this is former Major League Baseball player, Hall of Famer Wade Boggs. I also hope you listen to the Kelly Show every Monday starting at 5 p.m. They can darn sure use the money.
Hi there. This is marine wildlife artist and conservationist Dr. Guy Harvey. Please listen to the Kelly Show every Monday starting at 5 p.m. They need to feel worthy.
Initialize sequence. Hi, this is Pam Tillis. Hi, I'm Gina Lee Nolan. Hey, everyone, I'm Cassie Skirbo.
Hey, what up, you guys? It's your girl, Vivica Fox.
I'm Kathleen Gatty from General Hospital.
Hello, I'm Butch Patrick. Don Snyder.
Hey, this is Jason Thompson from The Young and the Restless. Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle.
Hey, this is Fran Capra, the Guinness Book of World Records fastest talking woman.
Get connected on Hollywood Connections, sponsored by SunkissCharters.com. Every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
The Rays have won the American League pennant. The Tampa Bay Lightning win their second straight Stanley Cup.
When the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the home team. The home team is brought to you in part by Grace Family Church. Just try it. By Tampa Bay area Chick-fil-A restaurants. By Vermost Insurance. By Mahoney's Auto Repair. By the Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach. By Irish 31, the place to catch your favorite team in action. By Iceman Development, LLC. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and Orlando Magic, and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you, Bill Carl, and welcome to hour number 2 of the home team on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1 and 102.3. Mario joining us on Facebook Live. Glad to have you with us, Mario. And an interesting comment from Otis. He says that he doesn't know if his heart could stand the excitement that is Todd Bowles and Bill Belichick. That would be an interesting conversation if those two guys ever got together. Bill Belichick as head coach and Todd Bowles as the defensive coordinator. Wouldn't that be something? But anyway, we welcome your phone calls. We welcome your input on Facebook Live. We have John Bycheck back this week. And Darren Vermost here as well, filling in for Jason, who is out this week. And again, we want to remind you next Saturday, those of you that don't know, I know most of you do, but next Saturday is our Christmas party at ABC Pizza, 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue, about a quarter mile east of Rome on Hillsborough. It's from 12 until 2. Now, right after the show, we're going to make a beeline to ABC Pizza next Saturday, and we'll have plenty of pizza and soft drinks for you. The regular menu is available to you on your own nickel, and we will have a very nice gift for you from the home team for each and every listener out there. So we hope that you will join us next Saturday from 12 to 2 at ABC Pizza. All of that being said, let's go back to the phone lines. Donald is with us. Hello, Donald. You're on the home team.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, Darren, good morning.
Good morning.
All as well with everybody. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I got to go to Memphis, Tennessee, visit my daughter and the grandkids. 28 degrees while I was there.
Oh.
Yeah, it was cold.
I'm going to experience some of that in a couple of weeks. I'm going to Ohio to visit my son. So I'll be up in Cleveland. I'll be at the show next Saturday, but then the following Saturday, Jason will be here along with Marshall doing the show on the 16th.
Oh, very cool. But had a
John,
great
you're welcome, of course, too. No, you're going to be laid up by then, aren't you? You'll be laid up by then. Maybe you can call in. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be a fun call.
Go ahead, Donald.
I was going to say, I think with Jassy as our goalie, I mean, once he gets going again, he'll be fine. I mean, he's got to get a few games under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough, being out for that long. For any sports player. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers does come back, you think he's going to be good right away? Heck no.
Right. So, but is the talent level on this team, Donald, as good as it used to be?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I think the players are getting older.
That's another point.
Yeah.
So. And the thing about Kucherov, that he's an outstanding player. He's a superstar. But his passing, it's like a home run hitter in baseball. He either hits a home run or he strikes out. And he makes some great passes. He makes some great goals. But boy, does he make some awful turnovers with his slow pass. Did you ever notice how slow the puck moves when Kucherov makes a pass? I mean, it's like you're saying, go, puck, go, get to Stamkos, and somebody will intercept it and have a breakaway the other way. And that's something that kind of bothers me about him. But you got to take the bad with the good, and the good certainly outweighs the bad as far as Kucherov is concerned.
Exactly. Some of his passing, though, when you see some of those blind passes that he makes, you're just like, how? But then, of course, he does give up those that,
the blind passes that don't quite make it.
Don't quite make it.
I think he's a maestro out there. I know he's made some turnovers, but so has Hedman, and our defense has been suspect. But obviously you saw the goalie shot where the goalie scored. How many times in your career have you seen that?
Yeah.
How many times in your career have you seen that?
That's the first time I've ever seen it.
It's like a triple play in baseball where the goalie scores unassisted. I thought we left right after that with a few seconds to go, but I'm glad I stayed because you don't see that very often.
It's even more rare than a triple play, I think. Yeah. It has to be just right. And to his credit, he shot the puck harder than Kucherov does.
Oh, exactly. I mean, that was an unbelievable shot.
Yeah.
When you watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody just kind of looked at it. That was the funny part. If you look at their heads, they all just kind of looked at it like, oh my gosh, is this going to happen?
Donald, you've got the Bucks winning tomorrow, but narrowly, right? 24-17?
Yeah. It's going to be a close game. I think the Panthers have a better running game than we do. And with us, we got safety out, cornerback out, and Devontae David, linebacker, he's out. So it's going to be tough. If we don't stop the run, they're going to get into our secondary. They will score some points, but I think our front defensive, when it comes to the passing, and blocking, I think we got a better shot. So we're going to see a lot more runs from them tomorrow than passing.
You know what's really scary to me, and I just heard Donald say it. We're playing a 1-10 team tomorrow. And the quote from Donald was, "It's going to be tough."
I'm nervous.
Have we fallen to that point where against a 1-10 team, it's going to be tough? I think you're right, Donald. I can't disagree with you. It could be a very close game. And, I can see at about 7:15, 7:20 tomorrow evening, after New Orleans and Atlanta have both lost, and the Bucks win by 2 points over Carolina and hand them their 11th loss, the fans will be coming out of Raymond James Stadium going, Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay, first place, Buccaneers.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. Get ready for the playoffs. But I could actually see that all coming about by 7:15, 7:20 tomorrow evening.
If the cards fall, that's what can happen.
Yeah. Matt, I want to ask you, you follow the New York Jets.
Yes, I do.
Do they have any chance tomorrow at home against Atlanta? Because that's what the Bucks really need. I think that's the biggest X factor of the day tomorrow is, can the Jets beat Atlanta?
My word of advice to all Bucks fans out there, don't get your hopes up getting any help from the Jets. Don't do it. It hasn't worked out well for me. Don't do it.
All right. Okay. Well, that's from a Jets fan.
Yes, it is.
There's actually talk about Aaron Rodgers coming back from Achilles, which is unbelievable.
I'm hearing week 16 against Washington is what he's eyeing.
All right. Okay. So don't expect any help from the Jets.
No.
So we may still have to beat Atlanta in Atlanta next week in order to tie them. and then it would go to all the tiebreakers.
But to Donald's point, it's the NFL. Anything is possible. That's why it's a tough game going against a one-win Carolina team.
Yeah, for sure. Donald, we appreciate it. You're coming out to the party next Saturday, right?
Absolutely. I got to say something about a triple play real quick. I got to witness one. Craig Nettles. I used to go to Yankee games and Mets games, but Craig Nettles started a triple play at one of the games I was at, and that's when he won his Gold Glove that year. And that was just like, I just witnessed a triple play, in live at a game.
All right. Well, Donald, thanks so much. We're still having our show next Saturday from 9 to 11, and then the Christmas party from noon to 2. So it'll be a day with the home team and our listeners. Thanks so much, Donald. We appreciate it.
You guys take care. Go Bucks.
Mario, Matt, has some encouragement for you. He says the Jets do have a good defense, and Ritter is still inexperienced.
They do, but
so it is possible. You're saying there's a chance.
There is a chance, but I have no faith in my quarterback play with the Jets. I don't.
All right. Let's continue on the phone lines, and we will get Lee in here next, the winner of last week's contest by a triple tiebreaker. Lee, congratulations on winning last week.
Thanks for the package, but it was even sweeter beating out Rubber Cement Man. That makes all.
Well, he finished second to you in the tiebreaker, but this is why we have the tiebreakers. It was 17-10 at halftime in favor of the Colts. You had it 14-14, so you were 7 points off. The Rubber Cement Man had it 14-3, so he was 10 points off. And Al had it 10-3, and he was 14 points off. So that's why we go to the halftime score.
Okay, and you were talking about Kucherov's passing. The first goal that Pittsburgh got the other night was a direct giveaway by Kucherov.
Yeah. I mean, his plus minus is still very good. He a lot more goals for than goals against when he's on the ice. But I have to be honest with you, those passes literally drive me crazy. I mean, why he can't put a little mustard on the hot dog, and get it moving a little bit.
Yeah, he's still leading the league, I think, in scoring.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
And he was.
I just don't understand why the pass is so slow.
Right, and he was a number 2 star on the league last month. So, so I guess we can't complain too much.
No, you're right. You're right. It just, I feel like the guy on Christmas Vacation that's saying the little light on the right is not twinkling. Yeah, that's kind of how.
So
it feels.
They play at 2 today. Is that correct?
That is correct. 2:00 afternoon game in Dallas, and then they turn right around, and Dallas comes to Tampa Bay on Monday night, and then Pittsburgh's back on Wednesday night.
Ooh,
crazy scheduling. Yeah, I think the league does that so they can get these rivalries going. Teams playing back-to-back. Saw it in the Magic game last night after hosting Washington on Wednesday night and then playing them again last night. It got chippy out there in the second half. Number of technicals, number of altercations, and I think the league likes that to get teams playing back-to-back against each other.
He's talking about chippy. Did you see the referees gave 10 game misconduct Ottawa game the other night against Florida?
Yeah. They didn't know if they'd have enough to finish the game.
And you saw the coach saying they're counting on his bench.
Yeah.
But the ref had the line of the night in that game when he goes, everybody in the ice has 10-minute misconduct.
Right. And they won't let the Kachuk brothers fight. The parents were both there, but everybody else fought. So whatever.
There you go. Lee, what do you have for the Bucks and the Panthers tomorrow?
31-10 Buccaneers.
Oh, you're the first one that has them winning convincingly. I'm glad to see that.
And halftime, 14-3 Buccaneers.
All right. Very good. Lee, always good to hear from you. Can you make it out to the party next Saturday?
I'll be there with bells on.
All right. Well, whether you have bells on or not, we'd love you to be there. So,
all right.
All right.
See you next week.
All right. Thank you. I'm just having a hard time envisioning Lee and bells.
I don't even want to go there.
I don't either.
No,
We need to hit a break. We're going to come back, and Anthony will join us. Robbie the Shark will join us as well. And if you want to join us, 727-441-3000. Or you can get your score in on Facebook Live, the home team with Paul Porter. You can enter the contest that way. Stay right where you are. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and AM 1350, FM 106.1 and 102.3, and anywhere in the free world on Facebook Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Did you know all the Trump tax cuts will expire soon? And if you have an IRA, 401k, or TSP, you'll have a huge tax bill to pay the IRS. Check out the retirement calculator at MaggieTax.com, and in 30 seconds, you will see what your retirement tax bill will be. But wait, how would you like to reduce or eliminate your estate taxes, pay no capital gains tax, and receive more guaranteed income over your lifetime? Call 833-MAGGIE-TAX or visit MaggieTax.com. Now is a great time to shop your homeowners and auto insurance. Alliance Mutual Insurance can lower your cost on insurance during these challenging economic times. Alliance Mutual, an independent agency, is in the Tampa Bay area, locally owned with over 20 years experience. They have access to dozens of independent carriers and can find the lowest price with the highest quality coverage. Citizens is not your only option. Call or text Bob Springer, a home team listener, at 727-481-1936. 727-481-1936. What is Irish 31? It's the People's Pub, inspired by former USF football star Jay Mize, who wore number 31 for the green and gold. Irish 31, with 7 Florida West Coast locations, is your place to enjoy your favorite team in action. From Bucks to Bulls, Rays to Bolts, enjoy your favorite beverage or sample delicious food from their chef-inspired menu. Check out Irish31.com to find the location nearest to you. Irish 31, your home team headquarters. Honest Mahoney's. That's what people have been calling LZ Mahoney for more than 35 years. Honest LZ Mahoney. The name really says it all. Mahoney's Auto Repair is a place you can trust. In fact, it was some of his loyal customers that came up with the name. Generations of people who've been taking their cars to 4040 54th Avenue North for 3.5 decades. Do you need some work done on your car? If his loyal customers call him Honest Mahoney's, that should tell you something right there. The next time you need work done on your car, take it to my friend LZ Mahoney's. He's been a part of the home team for nearly 20 years. Mahoney's Auto Repair. Or just remember Honest Mahoney's. 4040 54th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. A place that people have called home for more than 35 years. Honest Mahoney's. 4040 54th Avenue North in St. Petersburg. This is Paul Porter to tell you about the place to save big dollars on nearly new hockey, golf, baseball, and football equipment, and more. Check out Second Time Sports, Main Street, next to Walmart, just west of Belcher. Gently used sports equipment at significant savings is what you'll find at Second Time Sports. Call 727-784-0007 or check them out at secondtimesports.com. Don't pay full price for sports equipment without first checking out Second Time Sports, 2104 Main Street, just west of Belcher, next to Walmart. My new windows from FAS Windows and Doors are in. I couldn't be happier with the job they did, from measuring perfectly to prompt and exact installation. How did I choose FAS over all the other window companies? I've known Ernie and John Wilding for nearly 20 years. They're Central Florida and West Central Florida's largest volume window and door dealer, with showrooms and distribution facilities in both Tampa and Orlando. As you know, I never endorse a product or service unless I've used them or thoroughly researched them. Their objective is providing the best quality windows and doors on the market at reasonable prices with a customer service level that is unsurpassed in the industry. Never an obligation when you call 866-737-7173 or visit them on the internet at faswd.com. Call 866-737-7173. You'll be glad you did. I sure am.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us as we continue along on the phone lines, and also welcome all of you watching on Facebook Live. Always good to have you there. Let's go back to the phone lines. Anthony is with us next. Hello, Anthony. You're on the home team.
Hey, good morning, fellows.
Good morning, Anthony.
Yeah, you know what? It was to be expected. We weren't going to be expecting the Lightning to be the top contender of the 2 years and even that third season when they lost to Colorado in the finals. When Cooper lost his guys from Syracuse, I'm talking about Killorn, Tyler Johnson, Palat. It was the spelling was on the wall. Obviously, we lost McDonough, who was a veteran who pretty much put his body on the line for the team. When we lose those kind of veterans and we bring in new crop of players, especially in the defense, I feel like Hedman's carrying the load on the defense. I mean, Sergachev is great at times, but he's like the proverbial squirrel where his brain doesn't quite catch up to his body, and that ends up in like a disaster.
Well, and another name that you left off, Anthony, is Ross Colton. I hated to see him go, but again, the salary cap was the factor.
I think a couple years ago, the biggest loss over all those players was McDonough. I liked his leadership, his defense. He blocked. He was a veteran. In my mind, he was the biggest loss we had of all the guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we speak about Easymont, and I've heard Eric Olson comment to the point that he compares Easymont to Johnny Gord. And I always had a moniker for Yanni, everywhere on the ice, Yanni, and I think Easymont resembles him because he's always on a particular spot in the ice. And I look at these young guys like Dehan and the rough and tumble guy, Jeannot.
Tanner Jeannot.
Easymont. Yeah, these guys are advancing the puck, but when the top guys aren't there to capitalize on it, and that to me is a major problem. Also, the fact that they can't seem to cover these guys like Crosby and Matthews. You need these guys open space, and it spells disaster. And I think we put too much blame on Vasilevsky. Well, where's our defense? Where are our guys scrambling back to cover the advancement of the opposing team? Mm-hmm. That's the main problem. We got powerful centers, but if they're not willing to take the initiative to shoot the puck, I don't care what. You can overpass and look for that pretty. We had a fight. I forget who we were playing. We had a back-to-back. We had a 5-on-4. I think we had a 4-on-3, and the opportunities that the Lightning produced were mediocre. You can't lose those opportunities for the power plays.
Yeah, you got to shoot, hope for a rebound, and get the goaltender moving back and forth. That's what you need to do, and not just an abundance of passes. And there's so many times I think shoot the puck. They got to get that perfect pass, and that's does them in many a time.
Cirelli's
I'm looking for
yeah, Cirelli has been very quiet.
I'm
Anthony,
looking for an upswing. Yeah, so we'll see what these guys can muster up heading toward the end of December. There's got to be some guys taking the initiative.
And let me just make one small correction, Anthony, just so you know. It's Eyssimont, not Eyssimont. It's spelled like Eyssimont, but it's pronounced Eyssimont. So
I stand corrected.
There you go. Okay. What's your score for tomorrow, Anthony?
28-21 Tampa Bay.
All right. And halftime?
10-7 Tampa Bay.
10-7. All right. We got you down. Can you make it out to the Christmas party next Saturday?
My friend and I will be there. I actually noticed that the menu has grinder on it. They have a meatball grinder.
They do.
A guy from Connecticut, the grinders here have been really elusive. I've yet to find a place that sells authentic grinders. So I'm looking forward to checking out their grinder availability. So that's the main draw right there.
Come out and check it out.
Well, for sure. Okay, I'll see you guys there. Take care, guys.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mario says he spent a good part of the week listening to Charlotte radio station via his Alexa, and those guys were wondering if the Panthers can score 20 points on Sunday. I think they're averaging 17 a game. The owner is a disgrace to be nice. That's what Mario says. So interesting comments from him. We need to hit a break, and then we will come back with more of the home team. Stay with us, Al and Robbie the Shark. We want to hear from both of you. If you want to jump on the phone lines, do it now, 727-441-3000. More of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1 and 102.3, and Facebook Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the three-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity and Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with two N's, development.com.
Your number one home team fans, Auto Owners Insurance and Vermost Insurance Agency is a winning combination. We'll work with you to ensure your home, auto, business, and life to keep everything you value safe, sound, and secure. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit the Vermost Insurance Agency in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com. That's vermost.com.
We're very happy to have with us today from Grace Family Church, Senior Executive Pastor Chris Bonham. Chris, it's a casual church at Grace, isn't it?
It's very casual. We want people to come just as they are, not only in their walk with God, but also in their clothing and just in their demeanor. We want people to feel comfortable at church. So they can really sit and enjoy a message that's going to challenge them to grow. They can come with their families and that of all ages, that they can come and have fun. Believe it or not, it is one of our values to have a good time at church, not getting away from the Bible, not getting away from the spiritual teaching, but creating an environment where people are comfortable to come and hear a message that's going to change your life.
And you have services at two of the campuses, Saturday and Sunday, correct?
Right. And Land O'Lakes and Van Dyke are the ones that have Saturday night service as well.
Outstanding. So check it out. Grace Family Church, now 7 locations to choose from. The new location in Clearwater at Grace Family Church, plus online. You'll find them at gfcflorida.com.
This is Paul Porter to tell you about the place to save big dollars on nearly new hockey, golf, baseball, and football equipment, and more. Check out Second Time Sports, Main Street, next to Walmart, just west of Belcher. Gently used sports equipment at significant savings is what you'll find at Second Time Sports. Call 727-784-0007 or check them out at secondtimesports.com. Don't pay full price for sports equipment without first checking out Second Time Sports, 2104 Main Street, just west of Belcher, next to Walmart.
There's one thing I'm particular about. It's my pizza. ABC Pizza House at 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa. Great specials, too, like a large one-topping pizza for just $11.99 every Monday or Thursday, or 2 pizzas with 2 toppings every Tuesday for just $22.99. Spaghetti with 1 topping every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday for just $8.99. ABC Pizza House, 1242 West Hillsborough Avenue, 813-213-0929. Open every day, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. abcpizzahouse.com. Hello, brilliant listeners. For an intellectually stimulating and entertaining legal journey, don't forget to tune in every Saturday at 2 p.m. Join us on WTAN AM 1340 radio for Legal Candy with the exceptional attorney Candice Colucci. It's the home for your legal cravings. Don't miss Legal Candy, only on WTAN 1340 AM with attorney Candice Colucci.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team. A couple of more scores coming in on Facebook Live. Mike has the Bucks winning 26-10 and leading 13-7 at halftime. And the Rubber Cement Man has become the first one to pick Carolina to pull the upset tomorrow. 33-21 with a 14-14 tie at halftime.
Sounds like a gambler to me right there. Because everybody else is on Tampa. I'll take the other side.
Yep. He's the only one with Carolina as of right now. Let's go back to the phone lines. Al is with us next. Hello, Al. You're on the home team.
Yeah. What do you think about them Penguins making tying that record? The goalie making that goal.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often. John accurately put it as like a triple play. Might even be more rare than a triple play.
It was just second team that did it.
Yeah, that was.
Now they got their own records.
Yeah, there you go.
It's my understanding, too, that was the first time in Pittsburgh history that they ever had a goalie score.
Yep, first time.
Yeah.
If you go to the history of the Penguins and the Lightning, the Penguins usually beat them all the time. If you go back and check the scores.
Yeah, it's been back and forth, and I remember that Pittsburgh game where Ben Bishop in the playoffs got hurt, and that was against Pittsburgh, and they ended up losing the game to the Penguins, and that was the end of the hope for the Stanley Cup that year.
All right, let's get back to this Hall of Fame. That's the biggest joke of the year. Them people supposed to vote for these people that should be in the Hall of Fame will never get in the Hall of Fame because it's too late for them now, and it's a shame that they have played the best ball they ever played, and they don't get nothing for it.
Who are the guys that should be in your opinion, Al?
Huh?
Who should be in the Hall of Fame?
People, what I think is, if you got the numbers to be in the Hall of Fame, put them in there. What's the big deal?
So even if they use the steroids or
if you don't
loaded
have the numbers,
bats,
you don't belong in there. There's so many people who had the numbers and they never got in.
That list comes out tomorrow, correct? The December 3rd?
I believe it is. Yeah.
Lou Pinella's up for it. I hope he gets in.
Well, he's deserving of it.
He's very deserving of it. I've got hotel reservations already just in case. I'll go see him get in there.
There you go. There you go.
What I want to know is who won that? What was the score that contest last week?
It was 27-20 was the final score.
Yeah, but I know that. But
there was a three-way tie between you and Rubber Cement Man and Lee, and on the halftime score, Lee won it. He had it 14-14, and it was 17-10. And Rubber Cement Man was 10 points off at 14-3, and you were 14 points off at 10-3. You had it for halftime. So a three-way tie had to go to the halftime score.
Really?
Yeah. You were close, but you finished third.
Who had the closest score to 14-20? I mean 27-20.
Well, it was a three-way tie because the Rubber Cement Man had it 28-17. He was 4 points off. You had it 27-16. You were 4 points off. And Lee had it 24-21, and he was 4 points off. So we had to go to the halftime score. Lee was 7 points off, Rubber Cement Man 10 points off, and you were 14 points off at a halftime.
And what a shame.
Yeah, well, you can't win them all, but this is why we have the halftime score. So that being said, Al, what do you have for the score tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to go with 10-3 at the half.
In favor of who?
I'm going to go 30-13.
Okay, and who wins?
Tampa's going to win today.
Okay, all right. So you got the Bucks leading at halftime 10-3 and winning 30-13.
Right.
Got you down. Thank you, Al. Always good to talk to you.
Have a good one, Al.
Take care.
All right. Let's bring in Robbie the Shark before we hit our next break. Hello, Robbie.
How you doing, Paulie?
We's doing good. How you's doing?
I'm doing pretty darn good. What a beautiful day we have today, huh?
Well, a little cloudy, but my son tells me it's in the 20s in Cleveland, and I'll much happier here in the 70s.
Oh, absolutely. It's partly cloudy here over at in Largo, Indian Rocks Beach.
Okay.
But yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about something about the Lightning.
Okay.
I remember years ago, they beat the Penguins and Tommy Barrasso. It was a big deal, big game, important one. I don't remember exactly, but they threw Penguin dolls at Barrasso after a goal was scored on him. It's so rude. That was just really disappointing. I hadn't lived here yet when that happened. And I was really disappointed. But I was at a local lounge shooting some pool and watching the game, and everybody in there was a Floridian. It's a local dive. I mean, this ain't no tourist trap. It's a local dive, right? And everybody's enjoying the game. We're rooting for the Lightning. It's going great. Okay, we're down one. We got to pull the goalie, at the end there, and we're going to pull this off. And boom, when, what's his name, Jerry, when he shot that thing, my jaw dropped, and I was the only one complaining. Everybody else at the lounge stood up and was going like, yeah. And I'm like, you're Tampa Bay Lightning fans.
Yeah.
What are you doing? But
well, it's so rarely seen. That's why people get excited when that happens.
Oh, absolutely. But it was so nice that they actually didn't care. It's only the 14th goalie in history to do that. By the way, I was talking about how often it happens, and there's been more than 14 triple plays. I guarantee that.
Ryan Hextall actually has two, or Ron Hextall.
Really?
Did it twice.
Yeah, Ron Hextall. I think he got the most, and Marty Brodeur second or something. I don't know.
I got to tell you, Robbie, you'll appreciate this. The Lightning and their crack crew that they have there at Lightning Vision, they took some footage of a penguin at the aquarium, at the Florida Aquarium, and when the Penguins got a penalty, they superimposed the picture of the penguin sitting in the penalty box. So they actually had a picture of a penguin moving around in the penalty box, and they put that on there just as I was saying the Pittsburgh penalty to number 26, and they'd show the penguin sitting in there waddling back and forth. Yeah, did you see that, John? Okay, yeah, it's pretty funny.
I'm gonna tell you one quick other thing about Tampa Bay Lightning. I moved down here, and I think Tampa Bay beat the Penguins back in 2013 or 14. It was going for Stanley Cup or something, and I thought I'd win either way. I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm now a Tampanian. I got it perfect.
There you go.
I tried.
So what do you have for the score tomorrow, Robbie?
Actually, score tomorrow. This one's pretty simple. Guaranteed lock. Tampa Bay is going to win, and the reason is the NFL wants it. We're going to get that 3-game tie. So
I think you're right. What's the score?
23-17, Tampa Bay wins. It will be nice and close and interesting for those who do that other thing I'm not allowed to talk about.
23-17, is that what you said?
23-17.
Okay, and halftime?
Tampa Bay, 10-10.
10-10. All right, got you down. Thank you, Robbie. Appreciate it. We need to hit our final break, and then we will be back with more of the home team right here on the TAN Talk Radio Network, AM 1340, AM 1350, and Facebook Live.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
How would you like to reduce or eliminate your estate taxes, pay no capital gains tax, and receive more guaranteed income over your lifetime? Call 833-MAGGIE-TAX or visit MAGGIETax.com to see if you qualify. You all know the Trump tax cuts will expire soon, and if you have an IRA, 401k, or TSP, you'll have a huge tax bill to pay the IRS. Check out the retirement calculator at MAGGIETax.com, and in 30 seconds, you'll see what your retirement tax bill will look like. Call 833-MAGGIE-TAX or visit MAGGIETax.com today. Now is a great time to shop your homeowners and auto insurance. Alliance Mutual Insurance can lower your cost on insurance during these challenging economic times. Alliance Mutual, an independent agency, is in the Tampa Bay area, locally owned with over 20 years experience. They have access to dozens of independent carriers and can find the lowest price with the highest quality coverage. Citizens is not your only option. Call or text Bob Springer, a home team listener, at 727-481-1936. 727-481-1936.
Honest Mahoney's. That's what people have been calling LZ Mahoney for more than 35 years. Honest LZ Mahoney. The name really says it all. Mahoney's Auto Repair is a place you can trust. In fact, it was some of his loyal customers that came up with the name. Generations of people who've been taking their cars to 4040 54th Avenue North for 3.5 decades. Do you need some work done on your car? If his loyal customers call him Honest Mahoney's, that should tell you something right there. The next time you need work done on your car, take it to my friend LZ Mahoney's. He's been a part of the home team for nearly 20 years. Mahoney's Auto Repair. Or just remember Honest Mahoney's, 4040 54th Avenue North in St. Petersburg, a place that people have called home for more than 35 years. Honest Mahoney's, 4040 54th Avenue North in St. Petersburg.
Paul Porter here to tell you about First Fridays at Raw Space Collaborative at the Groves of Wesley Chapel, just 60 seconds from I-75. First Fridays are the first Friday of every month, starting at 4 p.m. Your chance to network while enjoying complimentary cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, live music, and more. It's a family-friendly event that's not only fun, but a great networking tool for your business. Find out more by emailing rawspaceco@gmail.com. That's rawspaceco@gmail.com. Or call 813-575-8046. Looking to buy or sell a home but don't know where to turn? Paul Porter here from Pollyanna Ward and the team at Innovation Realty Group. They're ready to work for you. New construction, buying, or selling an existing home? They can do it all. They serve our entire listing area. Uncompromising integrity combined with savvy negotiating is what you'll find at Innovation Realty Group. Visit their website, innovationgroupfl.com. That's innovationgroupfl.com. Or call 813-802-8415 to speak directly with Molly.
My new windows from FAS Windows and Doors are in. I couldn't be happier with the job they did, from measuring perfectly to prompt and exact installation. How did I choose FAS over all the other window companies? I've known Ernie and John Wilding for nearly 20 years. They're Central Florida and West Central Florida's largest volume window and door dealer, with showrooms and distribution facilities in both Tampa and Orlando. As you know, I never endorse a product or service unless I've used them or thoroughly researched them. Their objective is providing the best quality windows and doors on the market at reasonable prices with a customer service level that is unsurpassed in the industry. Never an obligation when you call 866-737-7173 or visit them on the internet at faswd.com. Call 866-737-7173. You'll be glad you did. I sure am.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back to the home team, our final segment. I want to get a couple of scores in here that have come in over the Facebook Live. Mario has the Bucks winning 26-17 and leading 13-3 at halftime. And Don from St. Petersburg has the Bucks winning 22-19 and 12-7 at halftime. And he also agrees with you, John. He hopes that Lou Piniella goes to Cooperstown, and he would love to hear his speech in Cooperstown.
Yeah.
Good guy, and he's done a lot for the Tampa Bay community, certainly. So we always appreciate Lou Piniella, and he makes appearances time to time and has a golf tournament, I believe, that he's still very much involved with. We want to bring in our good friend Gordy Zimmerman from Iceman LLC, and so much going on out in Trinity with the big event coming up tomorrow. Gordy, welcome back to the home team.
Hey guys, how you doing? Thank you, Paul. Hey Johnny, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you? How's Miss Molly?
Great. She's down in Sarasota selling a house.
That's a good thing.
Got to pay the bills, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's been getting busy for her, but I'm out here in Trinity, Paul.
I know. I wish I could be there tomorrow. I was originally going to do some announcing out there until the NFL switched the Bucks game from 1 to 4 o'clock. So that kind of prohibited me from coming out.
Yeah, we'll put a poster of you like one of those 3-dimensional stand-ups. right.
I've got a big head at home.
Oh my God! Should we call
There
it?
you go,
It was actually given to. I'll have to bring it in one day and just put it up.
Well,
there.
they were throwing that around at the game the other night, and it was Kucherov, the big head thing, and they were dropping it all over the place. So maybe that's what threw them off.
Are you talking about the big head contest?
Yeah.
They took it like 3 different sections. It was supposed to be one section in back. They just kept going and sending it across the way.
They got it all
Oh, he
screwed
went
up.
all the way down. He went end to end.
I can't repeat what Greg Wolf said when he came back up after that contest, but it was a real mess. And what's happened is instead of handing it, it's supposed to be you hand it to the person next to you, and you do it as quickly as possible. They've now resorted to throwing it instead of handing it, and it sometimes doesn't hit its target and ends up hitting somebody in the head 3 rows down or whatever.
Oh
But,
it did that for sure.
That contest is not going to be for long.
I think they'll make some major adjustments to it. Yeah. But, speaking of contests, that reminded me the Magic have started a very good contest in cooperation with Chick-fil-A. Of course, we're partners with Chick-fil-A here on the home team. If an opposing player misses 2 free throws in the fourth quarter, everyone gets a free chicken sandwich.
Really?
So you actually have fans now hoping that an opposing player will get to the free throw line in the fourth quarter. And it is so loud in there. And if the guy misses the first one, does it ever get loud? Talk about a promotion that has worked.
That's great.
And now it's the Chick-fil-A missed free throws contest.
Yeah, they call it the foul shot contest.
They're getting a lot out of that.
They really are. They really are.
I watched that game the other day, Paul. You were doing the Celtics game there. My buddy was sitting right behind you in the front row there. And he's one of our investors here at our project, and he lives in Orlando actually. So yeah, it was good to watch. They took out Boston.
They're playing very well.
Are they on Bally here in Tampa?
Yeah,
they are.
They're the same station as the Rays.
Well, how about and the Lightning?
No, the Lightning are in Bally Sports Sun, and the Rays and the Magic are in Bally Sports Florida.
Okay.
So,
I may have to watch a game.
Yeah, they're on tonight, although I'm not promising anything tonight, having no rest and getting to Brooklyn at 4:30 in the morning and having played a long game last night. But check them out when you get a chance. Gordy, tell us about the big event coming up tomorrow. I know you've got an autographed lightning stick, right?
Yeah, we actually have 2. Well, we have a team stick signed by the whole team, and then we have a Steven Stamkos game stick, which is really nice because he's going to be a Hall of Famer. And anyway, the Lightning gave us that to help fundraise for our Light Up Trinity event, which is a major event. Last year, about 5,000 people showed up. The year before, there was only 300. So they've been promoting. We've got some major sponsors on it. With Metropolitan Ministries, the Lightning, we have Centennial Bank, and big group Advent Health is now in on a major sponsorship with it. And so today I'm out here. We actually have the farmers market that happens once a month here at Generations and the Commons at Trinity. And then tomorrow's the big event. So there's probably 3,000 or 4,000 here now. And tomorrow we expect, there'll be church in the morning, but at 4 o'clock to 8 p.m. there'll be Light Up Trinity. They're going to light up 400 and something trees and buildings. It's going to be really cool. They got music and sled rides and we got all kinds of fun. There's a snowball event that's happening out on our field, and so a lot to do for families and kids to come out here and enjoy themselves.
Well, give us the exact location where that is in Trinity.
Yep, 1540 Little Road. Just north of Trinity Boulevard. Yep, in just south of 54.
Okay, all right. And the hours again are 4 to 8 tomorrow?
Yep, 4 to 8 p.m. And if you go to Iceman Development Facebook, you can enter your name and some information to win the sticks.
Outstanding.
So we've got, if somebody wins that Stammer stick, that's pretty cool to put in a frame. So
go to Facebook and Iceman, ICEMANN, 2 N's.
Correct.
Development, and put that into Facebook, and you can enter win that lightning stick or the Stamkos stick.
Yeah, and the team stick as well. And we have a Marty St. Louis stick as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very good. I want to get your thoughts on this, Gordy, because you are a hockey aficionado, and we've been talking about, my opinion is the salary cap has finally taken its toll on the Lightning, and we're not seeing the level of play that we did in those Stanley Cup years. I just feel the team is a good team, but they're no longer an elite team. What do you think?
Right. Well, I went to the game the other night, and I said to Molly driving home, I said, they got a great line. They got a great power play. They got a great goalie, but we're not as deep as we were a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, losing guys like Killorn and Palat, you guys mentioned it earlier, and Colton, players like that are just those guys, and Maroon in the locker room. I mean, that's real key. And I know Stamkos is probably really good in the locker room, and Hedman and those guys, they got the experience, but Maroon just brings another level of, even if it's comical, I mean, he brings the boys together, right?
He really does.
I don't know that they're gelling like they were when they were, winning the cup, but, and you guys said it earlier too, that, you're not going to stay on top forever, but one thing I'd like to see is the Detroit Red Wings with Steve Yzerman. I mean, he's rebuilding that team phenomenal, right? Those guys are really starting to play well. So the Lightning just need a couple pieces, I think. They still got some good defensemen. They got two lines that are rock solid. I think they just need a couple of key guys, like another Maroon type player and somebody like Palat.
Yeah, I heard Chief Bobby Taylor say that the difference is the third and fourth lines this year are not as good as they have been in the past. And once you get past the elite line and you get past the second line, then it falls off drastically when you get to that third line. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not that those guys aren't trying. They were hustling like DC Mott and the Mott and those guys. You can see them working hard, but there's something missing, just a touch. I don't know if it's the experience to hold the puck in the corner instead of trying to give the puck away, and hang on to it and battle a little more. That's what I don't think we're doing properly. So.
Good point. Well, tomorrow again, 4 to 8 p.m. Out at Generations Church, and it's Light Up Trinity on Little Road, right just south of 54. By all means, get out there and enjoy that. I wish I could be there, but unfortunately, the Buccaneers and the NFL has prohibited me from doing that with their game time change. But it should be a lot of fun, Gordy, and we certainly appreciate it.
Hey, one more quick thing. I just wanted to mention we are also have an introductory to our launch. So like a soft launch of our G Sports Academy. So a multi-sport academy we're launching in the fall. And we've hired an administrator already, and we're going to have multiple sports. So I'm real excited about getting that out officially, and we'll keep you guys posted more on that.
Absolutely, looking forward to being a part of all that's going on out there. That's for sure.
All right,
Gordy, thank you so much. And if John would say hello to Molly for us.
Hey to Molly for us.
There you go, Johnny. All right. Take care, buddy.
We appreciate it. Gordy Zimmerman, longtime supporter of the home team. We really appreciate him. Well, guys, it's our turn now to give our predictions on what's going to happen tomorrow. Matt, we always start with you. What do you see of the Bucs and Carolina Panthers?
31-17 Tampa for the final.
Okay.
14-3 Bucs at the half.
All right. And Darren, how do you have it?
I see it 24-21. The Bucs.
Close win.
Yeah. And I see it 14-all at the half.
All right. Mr. Bychek, how about you?
I'm going to say the defense is absolutely going to try to step up and save Bowles' career. 30-10. Bucs.
Okay. All right. And halftime?
7-7.
7-7. All right. So people will be a little nervous at halftime, but
So they step up.
they'll step up in the second half, and Baker Mayfield will get the job done. As for me, I have the Bucs winning tomorrow, and I have them winning pretty convincingly, 27-7. I have the Buccaneers.
Another one trying to save Todd Bowles' job.
There you go, coming out on top. And I have the Bucs ahead 14-7 at halftime. So we'll see how that develops. Well, a special thanks to Rock Riley for joining us on the program, and Gordy Zimmerman, and a special thanks to both Darren Vermost and John Bychek for sitting in this week. We appreciate both of you. John, I hope you can make it out to the Christmas party next week, next Saturday from noon to 2.
We'll give it a shot. If they have that thin and crispy meat Silver's pizza, I'll probably be there.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you out there, and we will talk to you again next Saturday at 9 o'clock right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340, 1350, FM 106.1 and 102.3, and Facebook Live.
In the middle